Imagine a learning where sorry. Imagine a learning where it is set to match your own needs, the curriculum is set to your own interests, and the distractions of overcrowded classroom are being replaced by are being replaced by 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 are being replaced um, by something. Stop. So
Imagine a world saying that you need college education to make sure that you have a good life in the end. I feel like that's what most academics are familiar with, that you have to reach a certain level of education to make sure that you have a good life in the end. But before that, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I bid to everyone who's watching this video, and good afternoon. My name is Adeena binti Muhammad Firdaus from 40, and for today I would like to talk about how college education does not guarantee you have a good life in the end. So what does college education constitute of? College education, or more likely known as tertiary education, which is studied in university or other tertiary education schools, are the final part of education that you have to pursue to make sure that you gain a certain type of qualification for a job. So a lot of people say that you need tertiary education to make sure that you're able to pursue a high paying job in the future, to make sure that you have a good paying job, to make sure that you can sustain a good life. But what does a good life constitute of? What does a good life mean to a person? We have to understand here that a good life is subjective. We have to understand the fact a good life does not mean the same for everyone in today's world. A good life for a person might mean you have an abundance of money and you can eat a lot of food in a day fit for a king. But for another person, it might mean you have enough money to put food on the table and to support your family. Meaning to say, right now, a good life is different for all people. It can't be the same meaning for everyone. But in today's society, the societal views of a good life is usually meaning to say that they have an abundance of money to make sure that they are able to give and give and give, and making sure that they are earning a lot of money in the first place. So what we are trying to establish in my speech today is that a good life is subjective, and that a college education will not guarantee you to a good life in the first place. Like, let's say you have a college education, but you finish that college education with a high mark, you get good grades, but in the end, your good grades don't even pay off when you don't get a high paying job, and then you don't reach your goal of getting a good life if your goal is getting a good life, which is a high paying job. So what we're trying to establish in my speech today is that a good life is subjective, and a college education does not guarantee you have a good life, but we have to understand that college education opens up a lot of pathways to make sure that you can open up your possibilities of having what society views as a good life. But if a good life means to you that you're able to put food on the table, if you're able to get personal fulfillment from the job you are doing without getting a college education, then go for it. If you agree with that definition of a good life, then yeah, go for it. At the end of the day, what matters is what your heart desires. And with that, I end my speech.
Imagine a learning where the pace is set to your own needs, the curriculum is tailored to your own interests, and the distractions of overcrowded classrooms are replaced by one-on-one learning sessions. For many families, this is not a dream, but a reality through homeschooling. But before that, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening I bid to everyone. My name is Nur Aleeya Batrisyia binti Muhamad Ruslan from class 3T and from the house Masri. Alright, so as education become more personalized, parents tend to seeking alternative to traditional schoolings. So now I'll be sharing with you guys why homeschooling is better compared to private or public school. Alright, let's start off with my first point, which is personalized education. Alright, for your information, homeschoolings allow us to customize our own learning schedule according to our own preference. For examples, the parents can suit their children's learning style, pace, and interests according to their own. Other than that, homeschooling also provide more scheduling activities. For examples, the students can decide on what they want to do, and create their own routines according to what they want. For example, when they want to take a break, when they want to start the class, and when they want to end the class. Other than that, homeschooling also provide a safe learning environment. Why I'm saying this is because homeschooling provide a good environment, which they can also decrease the exposure of bully cases, peer pressure, and other social issues that can harm the students' mental or physical health. And lastly, efficient use of time. So why I say homeschooling is an efficient use of time is because the students will not waste their time on something that is not important. For example, like communicating, large group of management, and others. It's not like I'm saying the discussion is not good, but let's just think out of the box. Will you, as a student, be sure that you will not talk about other things during the discussions? Will you be sure that the discussion will not lead to something else that is not about the topic or the subject that you are supposed to talk or discuss about? And this can also leave more time for the students to do their hobbies, extracurricular activities, and others. In conclusions, I personally think that homeschooling is better compared to private or public school, as it has more benefits that offer a path to truly individualized education. With that, I thank you.
Today, it is possible to paint a painting with the calmness of an ancient Greek and the other with the anxiety of a Van Gogh. Each emotion is valid and essential to me. The words by William Bazietz beautifully captured that every emotion that we experience in our life has its value. Assalamualaikum and a good evening, I bid to everyone. My name is Puteri Khalisa Zahra and I'm from class 2N. Today, I will explore to the theme of life is palette of emotion. Each day, we navigate through feelings of joy, sadness, anger, fear, and love. However, it's a common belief that we should bottle up emotions that are labeled as negative, like anger or sadness. What if I told you that your life might change if you actually embrace all your emotions as it was essential to your growth? Let me start my speech by telling you a story. My grandmother, whom I affectionately called Nene, was a source of wisdom and love. Unfortunately, in 2021, she passed away due to COVID-19. During that time, I found myself grappling with a flood of emotions. There were days where I felt overwhelmed by grief, and there were days that I felt a deep sense of anger at the unfairness of it all. But as I fully experienced these emotions, I learned that grief, though painful, is actually a testament of the love and connection that we have. Grief helped me cherish the lovely memories of my grandmother and find strength in her legacy. It is true that embracing my emotions during this period doesn't take the pain away at all, but it really helped me navigate through it with greater strength. When we face our emotions head on, we build resilience. We learn to understand ourselves more and our capabilities. Additionally, being in touch with our emotion also helps us understand deeply about others. Expressing such a deep loss helped me to attune to others' struggles. I've learned to listen more deeply, to offer support, and also to approach people with a sense of shared humanity. This relationship become a source of solace. Helping navigating life challenges through solidarity and hope. Moreover, reflecting on our emotions also help us to understand ourselves better. When we reflect on our emotions, we can discover what we truly want in life, what we value, what we fear, and it can actually brings a better picture to what we really want in life. It leads to a more fulfilling life. If you want to delve into this topic a little bit further, I highly recommend you to read The Gift of Imperfections by Brené Brown. It provides practical advice on building resilience and also deepen connections. To wrap up, embracing all these emotions really enriches our life. We can gain resilience, we can gain deepen connections with others, and so on and so forth. It might take a lot at first, but it's really worth striving for. That's all from me. Thank you.